Unfortunately, we just missed the first play of the fourth quarter as we were changing tapes there. It was Carmen Bello on the carry. 3rd down and 2. Melito ready at quarterback. Pitch goes to Wayne Denson off the left side. Good pursuit that time. Wayne turns the corner. He's turning upfield. He's going to run over a couple players. Nice run by Wayne Denson. Finally pulled down to the 35-yard line of Council Rock by Cassidy.
I'll tell you, that's one of the few times Denson has such a good ability to go around that corner. That's one of the few times when he came up, Matt Hynoski was waiting for him, number 41. Denson didn't try to bowl him over. This time, he shifted gears and he cut back to the inside and picked up about another 8 or 10 yards on the play.
Nice moves by Wayne Denson on that last run as we begin the fourth quarter of play. And not a bad crowd here tonight, considering that we did have some rain earlier in the ball game, just as we were about to start. But nice turnout by Norristown fans all year. Melito's going to pass this time. Screen play to Rob Livingston over the middle. Oh, nice move by Rob. Cuts into the middle of the field, then tries to go back outside. Tack finally made by Bettison.
That is a nice move that time by Livingston. He just jitterbugged back into the inside and picked up another 5 yards on the play. Nice quick out pattern that time to Livingston from Melito. No, I didn't do that.
Bettison on that last tackle, some of you football fans may know, is the son of former Villanova football coach Dick Bettison. Melito on the pitch to Toby Tolliver, in now at the tailback position. Flag on the play, Tolliver around the right side. We're going to have a penalty that very well may be brought back. Probably holding against Norristown, Allen says, so we'll see what the call is.
Well, that's incredible how I just mentioned that fact, but you have to tag my name along with it just in case I'm wrong.
Well, think you're taking a gamble. If you're right, you look good. If you're wrong, it's the same old story.
Can't wait till basketball season rolls around. Had enough of football.
No, never enough when you're 6-0, maybe 7-0. And I believe you're right. That's what the call was. We'll wait for the official signal after he marks off the yardage.
Is that your first this year?
And it's going to be 15 yards. And the call is, well, I don't know what that call is, to tell you the truth.
I think they called a face masking on one of the Norristown players. That's what the guy just did. He just pulled his hand down in front of the chin.
No, it was an illegal block. He just took his entire body and did a bow. That's like, what's that penalty? But it's an illegal block, Dan Coughlin tells us. So, in any event, 1st and 25. Richmond, oh, what a drop. Out to Carmen Bello, another flag on the play. Carmen Bello gets it back to about the line of scrimmage, but we're going to see another penalty, I think, against Norristown. Floor on the tackle, but I think that whole play is going to be negated.
Boy, that time Melito must have dropped back about 13 yards that time. He saw the rush coming from Council Rock. They read that play perfectly, and he just kept on going back before he ditched it out there. But it's all for naught. It's going to be called back. Norristown going to be penalized again. We may have a 1st and 40 if this keeps going.
Well, we have a break in the action. We'd like to let you know once again that this broadcast is being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District under the direction of Mr. Tony Koya. And our fine camera work tonight is being done by Chris Carter, Pete Callahan, and Ben Wooders Jr. The call is holding against Norristown. They've got a long way to go for a first down. 1st and 43.
And you thought I was only kidding when I said 1st and 40.
No, I have complete faith in you, Alan. Anything that you say I take is just about as gospel. We're just reaching the 10-minute mark in the ball game. 10 minutes left to go, that is. So, Rich Melito's going to pitch to Wayne Denson, who's back in the ball game. Over the left side, follows Carmen Bello, but Council Rock says none of that. 3 yards on the play, so, well, that's a big dent in the hole. It's 2nd down and 40 to go.
Little bits and pieces, but it was a good play because Council Rock, I think, more or less expected Norristown to be in the passing situation that time, and they tried to cross things up by going for the pitch out to Denson. You can hear we're having a battle of the bands here between Council Rock on the far side of the stadium and Norristown right down in front of us.
Rich Melito, the reverse that time to Rob Livingston. Livingston cuts back upfield. Oh, what a run! Rob Livingston looked like he was trying to run through traffic that time. Tackled by Cassidy as Livingston finally falls down at about the 45-yard line.
That time it was Steve Tilsner really nailed Livingston, but that's right, it was a nice move that time, and it's going to be 3rd and 29, so 11-yard pickup for Livingston.
Rob did that just about on his own. Rich Melito back to pass. No pressure this time. Plenty of time. Tom Friday wide open over the middle. Well, Tommy stopped with about 11 yards to go. The tackle was made by Bennett, but that's a good play by Norristown. Get that ball all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's right. But that was a nice pass by Melito. He had excellent pass protection that time, and he rifled it over the middle. And that time, well, he threw it 2 other times to Friday night. Friday couldn't hold on to it. That time, he tucked it right in.
Yeah, I believe that was Tom Friday's first reception of the night. We have 8:02 remaining in the ball game. And the ball, it rests right now on the 25-yard line of Council Rockets. 4th down and just over 10 yards to go for Norristown. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do right now. Why not go for it? Sure. Nate Balknight in at tight end. Melito is going to throw the ball. There he is over the middle. Tom Friday a little bit too high. Well, everybody went up for the play. Nice defensive pressure put on that time in the secondary by Dave Benna.
That was a good play that time, but Melito threw a wobbly pass that time. Couldn't get anything on it. Just kind of floated up there. Otherwise, Friday was open momentarily.
Well, the Eagles lose nothing by going for that. They were all the way back in their own territory. They've got the Council Rock Indians taking over on their own 25-yard line.
Well, after the last 2 punts, or attempted punts by the Eagles, I guess you're definitely right in that case.
7-3 is the score. It's anybody's ball game. Norristown up on top. We've seen no scoring here in this second half. The lone touchdown for the Eagles coming on a pass from Melito to Jerome Reinhardt with the point by Denzi. Outside they go to Hinoski. Hinoski breaks a couple tackles. Play finally made by Tom Friday, but not after Hinoski gets a 1st down.
Well, Hinoski all night long has been all over the field for Council Rock, both offensively and defensively. He hasn't been much of a factor, though, throughout the 3rd quarter and most of this 4th quarter, and yet he was their main threat in the 1st half.
Play this time goes up the middle for about 3 yards. Norristown defense, interior lineman on that play. Damon Davenport, Mark Ramsey. Delbert Chavou in there. We'll have a 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Bennett's still in at quarterback. He goes up the middle. Oh, what a swarming Norristown defense. Ken Lockhart, Damon Davenport, Mark Ramsey, Delbert Chavou, Jeff Reinhardt. I think I gave some credit to Mark Ramsey on that last play. I'm not even sure that he's in the ball game, but in any event, nice tackle by Norristown. Bennett gets the pass off. Well, the Hinoski was open that time, but there's good pressure put on by Damon Davenport and Ken Lockhart. And Tommy Friday broke up that play over on the sideline. Pass was a bit strong. .6:21 to go, 4th down and 7. Council Rock back to punt. Tom Friday almost blocked by Jeff Reinhardt. Nice kick that time. It's going to sit down right at about the 22-yard line of Norristown. Heck of a punt that time. Doing that job for the Indians tonight is Howard Gerwood. the 25-yard line on this play. 6:13 left to go in the ball game. And Norristown going to try to get something going offensively right now.
I think we're going to prejudice ourselves towards the goal a little bit.
Rich Melito in at quarterback. Pitch goes to Wayne Denson off the left side behind Bello and John Brown. Denson back to about the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Good pursuit by that defense of Council Rock. Chase in on the tackle.
I'll tell you, that's one situation where Denson didn't wait for his blockers. He had two of them out there with John Brown and Carmen Bello. Instead, he made his move and cut back inside away from their blocks.
Rich Melito hands off up the middle to Carmen Bello. Bello breaks a couple tackles, stopped after a gain of about 4 yards. Tackle made that time by Bettison. 3rd and 6. Rich Melito back to pass. Rich the left, he's got a lot of time. Oh, Wayne Denson over. No, there's an interception. That could be a key play. Dave Benna up the right sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds by Rich Melito. Now there's a key play in this ball game. 4:50 left to go. Council Rock will have the ball at the 30-yard line of Norristown. Well, there's where it comes into the Norristown offense failing to score earlier in this ball game.
That's right, and this is a crucial series now for Norristown's defense. 4:50, not a lot of time left on the clock, especially if Council Rock is able to go on down there.
Rich Melito not in the ball game. Dave Benna, of course. Rich Melito had that interception. Dave Benna goes for the pass. It's almost picked off by Tom Friday. So I have 2nd down and 10.
This is kind of critical time.
Talk about your key defensive series for Norristown. The defense has been excellent all evening, only giving up that 1 field goal early in the ball game. Benna with a long count. Handoff goes to Hynoski. Hynoski up the middle, breaks several tackles. He's in the clear. Nate Balknight, nice open field tackle by Nate. Close to a 1st down is Hynoski. And the ball is up to about the 18-yard line of Norristown. I thought Norristown had him contained that time.
It did. They did. The defense did that time, but unfortunately, Hynoski just broke once around on a spin move and came to the outside. I'll tell you, Nate Balknight didn't let him go there. He sized him up and then went in for the tackle right around the waist. That's the way to do it.
Same play to Hynoski once again on the 1st down. Reinhardt in on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and make it 8 to go.
I am going to.
Bennett to the air this time, looking over the middle. Nice pressure by Damon Davenport. Can't get him. Kenny Lockhart. Oh, Bennett really eludes some tackles that time. Finally brought down back at the line of scrimmage. Damon Davenport can't believe he missed that tackle. I'm not sure who finally made the play. It might have been. We'll give that tackle to one of the Reinhardt brothers. Make it 3rd down and 8. Well, that was a fine individual effort that time by Dave Benna.
That certainly was. It looked like Damon Davenport had him there for sure. Bennett just took a couple steps and dragged Davenport, which is hard to imagine. And then he broke free and picked up a couple yards on the play.
Broke 3 what?
He picked up 3 yards.
Oh, that's good. Nice try, but it doesn't work. How about broke to 3rd down? That's close.
It's 3rd and 8, but it doesn't matter. 3:26 left to go in this ball game, and I'll tell you, Norristown's defense is holding. This is a crucial play coming up now.
Timeout on the field. Well, with 3rd down and 8, 3:26 left to go. The line of scrimmage is about the 17-yard line in Norristown. Maybe we'll see Dave Bennett go to the air some more. Of course, that's the prediction from our production crew. How about that? So don't blame Jeff Brandon if this isn't the way it happens. Do you realize how tough it is to say prediction from our production crew? But we'll get into that later.
Lose my credibility.
We're ready to go. Coach Everett's going to have to hustle off the field. Defensive coordinator for Norristown. Bennett takes the ball. That's right. He's going to go to the air. Breakthrough by Delbert Shabu. Jerome Reinhardt misses the tackle. Toby Tolliver finally trips up Dave Bennett. However, he did make a nice individual gain that time.
Bennett is only about 1 yard to 2 yards short of the first down now. And on 4th down, they've got an excellent position here to go for it.
The Norristown defense perhaps is too psyched up. They've been charging in there. Dave Bennett's been under intense pressure, but he's eluded it the last 2 times. You're right, Alan. It's 4th down and 2 to go, and this is the biggest play of the game for Norristown.
This is when you're really going to have that classic goal line stand coming up here, because 2 yards. This is crucial for Norristown's effort.
We've got a lot of fans standing on the field trying to rally this Norristown defense. There they are. They're all up. To the air. Touchdown! Touchdown, Council Rock.
That is a gutsy and a good call that time, and it doesn't surprise me a bit, because with the play selection of Council Rock tonight, that was a superb call. 4th and 2, the line is keyed up for the run. You go to Colati right over the middle and get that touchdown, and I am impressed.
I can't say I fault the Norristown defense on that play. Excellent play selection by the Council Rock Indians. They're up. The score's 9-7. They tack on this extra point. Norristown will have 2 minutes and 38 seconds to get some more points on the board.
That's right. Norristown still has plenty of time left in this ball game. I mean, we saw them how they came back against Truman, but this has been a night when their offense has not been at its best, and it's really a shame because their defense has been on the field the most of this night, and until now they've been holding up.
Snap is high. The kick is up. And it's drilled right through the uprights. In fact, it went into the parking lot here down at Roosevelt Field. Good leg on that kicker for the Council Rock Indians. 2:38, scored 10-7 Council Rock, and this would be a heartbreaking loss for the Eagles.
That's right. It's tough to see a 6-game winning streak go down the tubes, but of course the game's not over. As we said, 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go here. Norristown will be receiving a kickoff, and when you've got Tom Friday and Wayne Denson back there, now would be the time. Tom Friday's been pretty silent tonight. It was time for him to really break loose and get a couple yards here for the Eagles.
Well, from what you're saying, Tom Friday, I think we're going to see Council Rock go to the short kick.
I wouldn't be surprised. So you're going to see all the quick guys up there instead of the slower guys. You'll see Nate Balknight back there as the second fleet in front of Friday and Denson. And I'm sure you'll see Ken Lockhart and Carmen Bello out there too.
That's right. All those gentlemen you mentioned, as well as Dave Elsier, will be in the second group of defenders. Wayne Denson and Tom Friday back deep.
And you notice Denson and Friday are also playing up much more shallow than they usually do.
Garwood ready for the kick. 2:38 left to go. The officials are ready. There's the whistle, and there's Garwood's kick. He kicks it to the left sideline. Wayne Denson touches the ball, fumble. Denson picks it up, and Elsier falls on the ball.
Denson that time so much wanted to just break one coming up there, and he reached down and touched that ball, and I'll tell you, over-aggressiveness like that could be the costliest mistake for the Norristown team tonight.
Norristown has the ball at their own 15-yard line, 85 yards to go, 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Of course, like you said, we've been saying for the last 30 seconds, the game is never over. We saw Norristown beat Upper Merion 2 Thanksgivings ago. With 11 seconds left to go on the clock, they covered 90 yards.
That's right. Here you've got plenty of time. You've got a good running attack, but they're going to have to stop making those costly mental mistakes, no more penalties, and no more of the turnovers that have cost them tonight.
Melito's going to go to Wayne Denson up the middle, and he stopped for no gain. This Council Rock squad is really fired up.
Now see, that makes not much sense to me, because you run Wayne Denson up on a delay right up the middle when Wayne Denson is far superior going out to the outside, and that's where they've had the success tonight.
Clock is still running. We're under 2 minutes now left to go in the ball game. 2nd down and 11, loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, pick 2.
Melito's going to have to go to the air, I think, and there he is. Lefty drops back. He's up. Tom Friday over the middle. Oh, ball was right in Tom Friday's hands. He couldn't come down with it, however.
Friday's had a tough night tonight. He's had 3 catchable balls come right at him. He's only caught 1 pass tonight as it is. That one was right there, right over the middle. A tough pass from Melito to complete, but he had the ball there, but Friday just couldn't hold on. So it's 3rd and 11, and boy, you need 11 yards here in this situation. 1:42 left in the ball game. Norristown trailing 10-7.
That's right. You can't worry about touchdown. You got to worry about first down. You got 3rd and 11. You've got 2 plays to get those 11 yards, but it's going to be tough. Melito back to pass. Pressure. He gets rid of the ball to Wayne Denson. Wayne Denson tried to run with it before he had it. Wayne Denson turned around. It's going to be 4th down, 11 to go. Norristown team is really dejected out there. But now you have the big play. The pressure is really on Rich Melito and the rest of that Norristown offense.
Well, I think now it's time, as they're going to do, take the time out and talk things over and get their mind set on what they're going to do out there. It's obvious they're going to go for it, and this is do or die time. The Eagles are facing their 6-0 record, and they're putting it right on the line here on this next play.
10-7 is the score. This would be a giant feather in Council Rock's cap. No pun intended, them being the Indians, but
oh, that was so poor. But this is time for Norristown to regain their composure. They really lost it tonight. They haven't been too composed out there on the field, and they've had so many mistakes. It's incredible. That was another one. That time the offensive line broke down. Melito was forced out, and he should have really tucked it in and taken off around that right sideline instead of forcing the pass.
Well, as we said, the Norristown defense has been on the field the great majority of this ball game. The offense, every time they've gotten something going, they've either turned the ball over or failed to execute properly.
Very inconsistent tonight. As a matter of fact, they only had to travel about 35 yards to get their first touchdown due to a turnover of Council Rock. This time, though, I think the wisest play they could do is something along the sidelines, or else throw out to Denson on some type of screen pass, have Bello and a couple blockers hopefully out there in front of him, and let Wayne take it himself. Because I think going over the middle, it's too chancy right now. 4th and 11. This is your last chance.
Well, this is the do or die situation for Norristown. Their perfect record, I would say, rides on this play. 136, 10-7 the score. Rob Livingston in motion to the right. Motion by Norristown. Oh my. No, that's the play. Melito, the play's still going. He's got to get rid of that ball. Now, oh, that was a bad play by Norristown. They don't have to accept that penalty. That's it. Unless the officials say that the penalty was before the play took place.
I think that's what's going to happen because the flag was down the minute the snap was ready to take place because the Eagles were already in motion.
I just can't understand why the officials let the play go on. No, the Norristown defense is trotting onto the field.
I'm sorry, I saw Bello and I believe it was Denson both moved
Both
there
of them before the snap. Now there's this illegal motion Norristown. Illegal motion Norristown is the initial call. And I guess Council Rock's going to refuse it, and the Norristown defense will be on the field. I just don't see how that's going to work, though. Illegal motion Norristown refused. Now, from what I know, football rules, that play was before the snap.
That's right, it certainly was. And that time, I don't understand the wisest thing. Of course, it's easy for us to be the press room quarterbacks here. Melito should have just put the ball down, taken it, and taken the penalty right there, instead of even trying to run off the play, because you can see what happened. Now Council Rock declines it. Hey, they've got the ball anyway. Melito, obviously, his thinking was try to complete some type of pass here and force Council Rock into taking the penalty. But I think you can write this one off for Norristown here, unless there's some type of miracle with 1:08 left in the ball game.
1:08 to go, and Council Rock, maybe they'll try and put it in. Maybe they're just going to sit on the ball. I don't know. I believe Norristown has 2 timeouts left. Well, they're going to run with the ball. Hynoski around the left side, touchdown. That's the ball game, folks. Well, give some credit to this Council Rock team. Their defense kept them in the ball game. Some mental mistakes by Norristown. The offense put the ball into the end zone when it counted.
That's right, and that's exactly it, because Norristown, when they had the ball, they either turned it over or they didn't move it that well. It's been a weird night. You almost had a feeling that tonight wasn't going to be Norristown's night. They came in here and their offense, which is their strongest suit, nothing went right tonight.
Well, let's watch the extra point attempt as we're at 55 seconds left to go in the game. Kick is up, and to add insult to injury, the kick is good. 17-7 is the score. There's a flag on the play. It'll probably be roughing the kicker against Norristown. Will be assessed on the penalty. I guess that's just some venting of some frustrations by Norristown.
And they certainly have a lot to vent tonight, and they're going to have more once they get back into the locker room and realize what happened on the field tonight here at Roosevelt.
Well, I talked about in the pregame show, Alan, perhaps a bit of overconfidence. I don't know if that was the story. I don't know what's in the players' minds. They had such a thrilling win over Harry S. Truman last week, and perhaps they didn't take this Harry Truman Council Rock team, as highly as they should have.
Well, I sensed it last week when they came into the ball game after that win against Pennsbury. They were kind of, I don't know, it's just a little overconfident. And I think coming in tonight, they were a little down. You can't understand how a team goes up and down as far as the mental highs and lows do. But it just seemed tonight Norristown came in and they weren't really into this ball game at all from the very beginning.
Well, to paraphrase Shakespeare, I guess it is, one game does not a season make. Eagles are still in this Suburban 1 League competition.
Oh, certainly. This is nothing. You've got the rest of the schedule. You're only halfway through. The key game is next week to see how they rebound from a loss like this. Because I think, in a way, sometimes a loss after a long losing streak, it might have its side effects, the beneficial effects, especially the following week if it makes the team come out even stronger.
Right. Well, the roughing the kicker penalty will be 15 yards. 10 yards rather, and no, 15, and the kick will be made from the 45-yard line of Norristown. Well, back deep for Norristown is number 8 Joey Vereen and number 1 Tom Friday. Lockhart, Bello, Elsier, and Balknight are the other backs. There's the kick, taken by Joey Vereen inside the goal line. No, that's a touchback. I suppose in high school football, if you catch the ball in the end zone, you can't run it out. I don't know.
I would assume so, because Joey Vereen certainly didn't go down to one knee and try to touch back the ball, but I guess that is the rule in high school. So many different as you get from pro to college to high school. It's incredible.
Well, Norristown started out at their own 20-yard line. We'll see how it goes. Rich Melito, Rob Livingston, Wayne Denson trotting onto the field. Well, stranger things have happened in football, a quick strike and an onside kick, but I really don't think we're going to see it tonight. Rich Melito back to pass. It's got Rob Livingston, nice catch by Rob. 45 seconds left to go. First down for Norristown, or just short of a first down. Make it second down and 2 inches. Officials timeout will have, no, it's a timeout Norristown. I thought perhaps we would have a timeout for a measurement, but that's not the case. So with 42 seconds left, looks like the Norristown Eagles are going to be going into next week's game with a record of 6-1. And Council Rock raising their record to 3-2. Rich Melito goes deep. Tom Friday split him down the middle. Oh, just deflected by Dave Bennett. Well, I think my vote for outstanding player of this ballgame has to go to Dave Bennett.
I'll tell you, I'd split it between Dave Bennett and Matt Hynoski, but Dave Bennett has had an outstanding game both ways. I'm surprised he didn't start at quarterback. He came in there at the end of the first quarter, directed both touchdown drives for Council Rock, and he's been a key performer on defense for them also.
Great passing attack by this Council Rock team. They got the ball, they got the completions when they needed them.
It was a varied passing attack. That was the key thing. And it was a varied offensive attack too.
35 seconds left. Third down and 1. Ball on the 30-yard line of Norristown. 29-yard line. Pressure. Rich Melito can't get the ball off. That was a nice rush put on that time by number 30, Bill Worrell. So make it, instead of third down and 1, we have fourth down and 10. So clock's still running, 19 seconds. And I think Norristown's just going to let the clock run out. 10 seconds, we're going to get one more play off, and that's going to be the ball game, providing it's not an incomplete pass. This will be the last play. Rich Melito takes the ball. And he's going to run with the ball, and, well, Rich has got some run on the sidelines, but the game's over. Rich has popped out of bounds. I think that was sort of an unnecessary shot. Time has run out. Final score, 17-7, Council Rock. Final score 17-7, Council Rock over Norristown. We saw a good defensive struggle, however, we also saw a lot of mental mistakes.
That's right. From the opening of this ball game, it was not a night for Norristown. This was a game they lost, and they deserved to lose it because they didn't play that well. Offensively, very inconsistent tonight. So many turnovers. We saw them last week make these turnovers, but you know, last week against Truman, their offense was able to pull them out of the doldrums. Tonight, you can see what happens when Norristown doesn't have the offense. They just couldn't overcome. What do you call it? Council Rock tonight. I don't have as many problem with the team as you did, but it was a bad game all the way around. Defensively, they did well tonight. Defense played a very fine game, but you can't keep asking your defense to overcome the mistakes of the offense and making, especially those turnovers. Now, the last two touchdowns were almost gift touchdowns to Council Rock, and the defense was on the field once again tonight for about 80% of the ball game. And going into the fourth quarter, you can see, I don't know, they were still aggressive, they were still breaking through, but you've got to wonder if the fatigue didn't play any part into this ball game tonight.
Well, as you mentioned, Alan, towards the end of the ball game, I think the real test will come next week when Norristown meets their next opponent. How are they going to respond? Right now, their league record stands at 2-1. They've got some tough games coming up, especially with William Tennant undefeated in league play. I believe they're undefeated overall this season. They're going to be the team to beat. And Norristown, having lost this ball game here to Council Rock, big win for Council Rock, puts them right in the middle of the standings.
That's right. Norristown, most people expected them to just keep rolling along until they met William Tennant, knocked William Tennant off the line, and facing Thanksgiving Day game against Upper Marion and coming in both teams undefeated. And that's another thing you've got to wonder. Maybe it just was a little bit too much overconfidence against Norristown tonight. I'm sorry, I just have this feeling that they came out here tonight, the defense was pumped up, but I don't know, they might have been too overconfident and they just didn't have it coming into the ball game. And tonight it showed. So many costly turnovers tonight. The interception, the fumble by Wayne Denson, one by Carmen Bell, an interception by Rich Melito, and the penalties really hurt them tonight, and they're just costly mental mistakes.
Well, I would like to mention that the one Norristown touchdown was scored by Jerome Reinhardt. The extra point added by Mike Denzi. I credit this loss to mental mistakes, and better luck next time for Norristown. It was a tough win, but I hope they learned something from it.
That's right. They've got to come out here next week against the next opponent, and they've got to be much more aggressive, and they've got to come out, and as we both had said throughout this ball game, next week will be the real key, because it's how a team rebounds after a tough loss, and there's no tougher loss than coming in with a 6-0 record and ranked so highly. Number 1 in the Daily News poll, number 7 in southeastern Pennsylvania, and the Inquirer poll. Now we'll see what this team is really made of. Last week it showed us something when they came back from a 19-0 deficit against Truman and came back to win a ball game. Now this is really now their backs are against the wall, and let's see how they do coming out of this ball game.
I think that's about all there is to say for this ball game. We'd like to thank the Norristown Area School District for producing this show, the fine camera work that we've received tonight, also Tony Koya for his fine direction. For Alan Riley, I'm Jeff Brandon. Look for future games on this cable channel.